This is Troy Wipungwe bringing you the second video on financial planning tools. This video is called Time Value Concepts. The first video focusing on tools for financial planning was called Personal Financial Statements. If this is the first video that you're seeing within this segment on tools for financial planning, please exit it at this time and go back to the one called Personal Financial Statements. Thank you. Let's begin. What is time value? Time value is a concept that's applied to two types of cash flows, one being a single sum or a lump sum of money, and two being an annuity, which is a series of equal payments that are paid out in an equal period of time. The easiest way to explain a single sum and an annuity would be the lottery, the Mega Million lottery. If you hit the Mega Millions, they give you an opportunity to opt out and receive a single sum. Say the original sum was 107 million. You can get a lump sum for 87 million. Or what you could get is a series of payments called an annuity for, say, $10 million over the course of 10 years, which would add up to that one payment. That's an annuity. The concept of compounding is the process in which money accumulates interest over time. If you want to calculate the future value of a single dollar amount, there's two ways of doing it. For the sake of this particular video or class series, we're going to use the easier formula. For the more advanced formula, we do have a completely different series for the people that are eager to learn about these concepts at a deeper level. You can go to www.debtless.com and go under our Learning Center and go to the Financial Formulae coursework. The equation that we're going to be utilizing in this particular slide to find the future value of a dollar is the future value equals the present value, or what your money is currently worth now, say $100,000, times the future value interest factor. Now, the future value interest factor is a factor that's dependent on the interest rate that's going to be applied to that money and the time period in which the money or the interest is going to be accumulated. This is a factor that's multiplied by the present value, which in the example that we're about to utilize is $100,000. On the next slide, what I'm going to show you is a future value interest factor chart, which is going to show you a bunch of different series of factors based on the time period and the interest rate that's being used within that factor. The previous slide we discussed that we're going to be using the present value as being $100,000. And we were going to compound over the period of 10 years, 10% interest. So the future value interest factor in this equation would be 2.5937. So $100,000 being the present value multiplied by the future value interest factor, which is 2.5937, we're going to receive a value, or the future value, as being $259,370. So your current value of $100,000 at the end of 10 years, where 10% interest was compounded, is going to be worth $259,370. Just like finding the future value of a dollar, you may see that you want to save up $100,000 in the future, and you want to know how much money you need to save now to get that future $100,000. The equation is called discounting when you're looking for the present value. And discounting, again, definitionally, is the process of obtaining the present value from a future dollar amount. Now in this equation, you're utilizing the future value times the present value interest factor, which is going to give you that present value dollar amount. On the next slide, again, I'm going to show you another chart with present value interest factors and show you another equation to find that present value from these variables. To make things less complicated, we're going to utilize the same values again within this equation to understand the present value, or to receive the present value from the future value multiplied by the present value interest factor. Meaning, the future value that we had in the previous slides was $259,370. What we want to do now is to find the present value of that dollar amount if we had compounded that 10% interest over the period of 10 years. And again, with discounting, you're not going to get the exact number because these charts are rounded off. But what we should get is something as close to the number as possible. So for the sake of this equation, $259,370, which is the future value of that dollar amount, multiplied by the present value interest factor, which in this equation is 0.38554. The present value equals somewhere close to $100,000. With that, we're going to wrap it up for today, and we're going to start a part 2 on time value concepts tomorrow. Hope you all learned a valuable lesson. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care.